Well, hello, Greenlight the Day family. For me, actually, it's either late night or early morning, and I'm working on a project. And right now, the words that are coming to mind are don't get in a rut. So many times we hear that, I'm in a rut. I can't think. Things aren't going good. They're just same old, same old. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, what's happening. And so when I feel that way about things that I'm creating, I read this book that I've had for a long time. It's Twyla Tharp, Their Creative Habit. And you've heard me refer to this book before, and I will always refer to this book because Twyla Tharp, she was a choreographer. She's very famous. She did the theater production of Billy Joel, music set to Billy Joel's music called Moving Out. I never saw it, but it won all kind of Tonys and awards and things like that. And so she took what she learned as a creative person to give it to us as a gift to use in our regular everyday life, because our life is all about creating. It doesn't have to be a project. It doesn't have to be a goal. Breathing, living is creation. We are a living creation. So it's only sensible that we create, right? But what happens when you're like, this is not working? This just is not working, and I don't know how to change it. So I was reading her chapter about ruts. We all have them. We all get into them. What is the quickest way out of a rut? And so she had lists some things. But the first thing she wanted to say, that the most common reason that people are in a rut is sticking to tried and tested methods that don't take into account how you or the world has changed. Okay, amen to that, sister. I'm right now I'm in a rut because I'm doing this method that worked for me when I was in college. How many years ago now? Over 10 years ago. Where I could stay up to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and have this huge amount of energy and work until 4 o'clock and go back to sleep for 2 hours and then get back up. Okay, that method worked back then. It is not going to work right now. And my brain is telling me, you're in a rut? And I'm in a rut because I'm doing a method that no longer works for me. I have changed and my world has changed. So what happens when you find out you're in a rut? The first step, which I've already recognized, I'm in a rut. You have to see the rut. And she says it's a 3-step process of seeing, believing, and repairing. So first, you have to see the rut. When you notice that the habits that you have are not getting you anywhere, are not making your life better, are complicating your life, are filling you with self-doubt, the list can go on and on and on. You see this. The second thing you have to do is believe it. You've ever heard that saying, denial is not a river in Egypt? So many times we deny or we rationalize the rut, the method that we've been using that isn't working anymore. You see it? Believe it, okay? My head is hurting. I believe the method that I've been using to try to get my homework done is not working. That method has to change. I am admitting that I am in a rut, okay? I need to bring some discipline in. I see that I'm in the rut. I'm admitting it freely. The third step is repairing. And I love that word. It's not starting over. It's not throwing everything away. It's repairing. And I like what she says. Knowing and admitting a problem or rut is not the same as solving it. But a solution is the fun part, because the solution saves you from the rut and gets you moving again. So what do I think about my solution? My solution is you can't wait till the last minute anymore. You have to find a way to work with time, to be creative with your time, and to set priorities in your life. This is important to me. And so I need to get disciplined and make a schedule and to be consistent. I like the things that she says here, which we've done. I've identified that it's not working. But the one thing that a lot of times we skip this step, and it's very important after we, see the rut, we believe it, and we're working to repair on it. Something that we tend to do a lot because it saves us time, and in the kind of the world that we live in, we make assumptions. So I have this new idea of how I'm going to get out of the rut, and I'm going to assume it's going to work without even trying it, without even giving it space to see if that's the right thing for me to do. And she gives the example of the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and how Paul Newman was supposed to be the Sundance Kid and Robert Redford was supposed to be Butch Cassidy. So Paul Newman said, I can't be the Sundance Kid. I'm Butch Cassidy. I fit that role. He knew that this method that they were trying to put on him, or this assumption that they had about him, was not going to be a good fit. And so I like the other example that they give of Thomas Edison, talking about having assumptions without even, having a try on to see if this is good for us, if it's a good idea, if it's a good fit. Thomas Edison, he always needed research assistants. This man was a brilliant scientist. You know how he would decide who was going to be a good research assistant? He would invite the candidate over to his lab for a bowl of soup. If the candidate seasoned the soup before tasting it, Edison would not hire the individual. He did not want people who had built so many assumptions into their everyday lives that they assumed the soup wasn't properly seasoned. He wanted fresh minds that would make no assumptions, with an openness that allows ideas to wander in. I love that. An openness that allows ideas to wander in. So part of getting out of a rut is the seeing, believing, and repairing. And as we are making changes, we don't make assumptions, because guess what? That gets us back in another rut. We don't want to get into another rut. We want to form a new path. So we let go of assumptions and we become open to ideas that wander in. So, one of the things that I thought about for doing my homework is that during the day, I'm near a lab before I go to another class. Maybe I can fit my schedule where I have hours in that lab instead of waiting to come home. And I don't know why I didn't have that idea in the first place, but I think it was because I had so many assumptions that I had to do everything at home. And a new idea wandered in because I'm open to change, because the world is not the same and I'm not the same. I hope that helps. I hope that if you are in a rut, this will help you not only get out, but to form a new path. Have a great day.